Perfect.
Okay, so I got the red fabric. It was supposed to be silk, but silk is very expensive, and I'm going to need a lot of fabric for this skirt. So I ordered peach skin instead, and I am loving the color of it so far. I'm loving the color of it. It is true red, so we did a good job. I didn't see this color before ordering it. It was a burgundy one that I had, so I'm glad that I took the risk and ordered the red, because I love the red so much more than the burgundy. All right, so let me find out what the face is, and then we're gonna get to cutting. Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Delaya from thedelayab.com, and I'm a fashion designer who helps creatives personalize their styles so they can feel better and bolder about themselves and their passions. My channel is about fashion design, style, and self, so if any of that resonates with your soul, go on and hit that subscribe button right now. So today, the main pattern pieces are already cut out. All the red pieces are cut out. I have to cut out the fusible pieces and then, start prepping, iron on the fusing, and do a lot of overlocking so the edges won't fray. So for this project, I am making a two-tiered maxi skirt. It is clearly in red, that I was inspired by from Christian Dior. When he came on the scene, he had this style. It was called the New Look, so it was like the New Look era. And it was basically like a cinched waist and full skirt, so that's what I was going for with this skirt, but just a little bit more casual, something more relaxed, but still fun and playful. For more details on the design and the inspiration for this skirt, you can go to my blog. I'll leave a link in the description box, and there you'll see the details of the skirt, the fabric, what inspired this skirt, and also an illustration that I did for it. Overall, the project was pretty simple. It had 15 pattern pieces, 10 self and 5 fusible. I ordered about 10.5 yards of fabric. I think I cut about 8 yards, and spoiler alert, that was still too much.
Is the virus gone?
No, baby.
Huh?
No.
When?
I don't know when. Nobody knows when. Alright, so an hour and a half later, overlocking is done. I did notice with the skirt, the longer piece, it is actually too long, probably about like 5 or 6 inches. I don't know how that math worked out like that, but I will have to cut it and make it shorter. Another day, we're going to get back to the red skirt. Excuse the noise in the background if you hear it. TV's on, kid is awake early. Nothing I can do about it, but we're gonna push through. Today I have to do, so yesterday when I was cutting, whatever day it was I was cutting, I realized that the skirt, the bottom layer of the skirt was too long, so I need to shorten the bottom layer of the skirt, and then we will continue sewing. So that's what we're gonna do today. She's awake. All right, let's get to it. Okay, before I cut, I want to make sure that my waist is the same and that the mistake I made was adding too much to the bottom and not too much at the top. I want to make sure this part is the same on the top layer, and it is. So that way when I gather, because I have to gather the waistband, so that means when I gather, I'm not gathering more from the underlayer, so it'll be even. The gathering will be even on the bottom layer and the top layer, so it'll be more consistent. Okay, so put this away. Didn't fall down neatly, but it's okay. All right, so now we are going to shorten those. now that the second round of overlocking is out the way, we can continue on with the details. So, pockets. I know I'm not the only one. Who else loves pockets in skirts and dresses and whatever? If you're a pocket person, let me know in the comments. Write pockets and we can rally the pocket sisterhood together. I feel comfortable putting my hands in pockets, so I knew this design definitely needed some. For this project, I did inseam hidden pockets, and they are super duper easy. It's really front pocket, back pocket, and then join them together on the side seams. Like, it's super duper easy. One of the easiest pockets you can do. One thing I would say to remember is when you do your own pockets is to watch out for the sizing of the pocket, the sizing of the opening. You want to make sure that your hand can fit in the pocket and that you have enough room in the pocket bag. So to ensure that, you want to measure around the fattest part of your hand or the widest part of your hand. That'll secure the pocket opening. And you want to measure from your middle finger down probably to your wrist for how deep to make your pocket. I like to actually put my phone on the pocket pattern piece, my cell phone, and maybe whatever else I plan to carry in my pocket to make sure that I have enough room in there. Okay, so right now I'm about to do something that will constitute me as a lazy sewer. If you don't know what a lazy sewer is, I will link that video down in the description box. It is describing things that you shouldn't do to be considered a lazy sewer. Right now I am sewing over the stick pins, like I'm not taking them out as I sew, which is a no-no, as your needle can hit the stick pin and break, which would basically cause you to start over, or worse, mess up your machine. So don't be like me, do better than me. Do not sew over your stick pins. Or if you do, just don't go super duper fast. That way if you're about to hit a stick pin, you can catch it, you can remove it before any true damage is done. Okay, so last thing was me putting the pins into the side seams to do a top stitch down the side. As you saw, they didn't turn out too well, so I am now not doing that. I think what happened was, well, I know what happened. For the pockets, I have to put fusible interfacing on, and the side seams I didn't. So I think because the fabric, oh, actually, wait, I can probably sew these with tissue paper. Yes. Plan is still on. We're going to use tissue paper for stabilization. Cutting strips of tissue paper. This method would typically be used with organza or silk fabrics, thin fabrics. And what it does is when you sew, you lay the strip of tissue paper behind it, and it makes the fabric a little sturdier as you sew. So it's not moving around or being warped. Okay, so I went on ahead and did the tissue paper test off camera. I basically did the top stitch with the layer of tissue paper in there, and that was supposed to stabilize the seam, which it did, because the fabric is kind of warping a little bit since it's not on the straight grain. So it did stabilize it, but the quality of the stitch afterwards I hate, so I'm probably going to take it out. Okay, not probably, I'm definitely gonna take it out, because you see, so this is one of the stitches. It's loose, it's open. This was basically caused by the tissue paper being pulled out, and it's just not straight. See? And then this side is worse. It's like puckering here. I think because I sewed this going that way, so it kind of like messed it up here. But anyway, this is gross. This isn't straight, and it doesn't add any value to the skirt, especially if it's this crappy. So I'm going to take it out because it's low-key unmotivating me right now. Like, I've been sitting in this chair for a good 10 minutes debating, should I take it out, should I keep it in? But my heart of hearts says take it out. Like, this isn't you, boo. Like, we do quality here, and this is not quality. This is far from it. So let's just take it out and move on to the next step. Okay, so we're back to work. It's going to be a little noisy because I am doing this in the middle of the day. I have been putting this off in the morning. I'm at that point where my focus has gone to other things. Like I no longer care about finishing this, but I have to finish it to move on to the next thing. So I just decided in the middle of the day, like, let's get up and do it. So I am up, the child is up, and the child is watching TV and playing in her kitchen. I don't know if you can see her. Probably not. Right there. So we're getting to work anyway. So, what's up?
I'm making some unicorn toy over there. She's playing with all those toys.
Okay, cool. So today's task is this is the waistband and this is the skirt, and as you can tell, the skirt waist is bigger than the actual waistband. So I'm going to shear this and baste that together so it'll match up when I sew this together. So it'll be easier to sew and I won't have to worry about like layers not catching. So that's what we're hand doing right now. I like to know what everything that I think is going to be easy is not. So I just did the first quarter of this gathering of the skirt, and the sewing needle was hard to go in. I don't know, I'll probably use a bigger needle next time, but I had to pull out the thimble. My thumb's about to be sore. I got poked, I was bleeding, had to get away from the fabric. Rule number 1 is never bleed on the fabric. So yeah, so let me finish this out. So today I'm going to work on the drawcord and the waistband. The waistband needs buttonholes, so we will see how that goes. I normally try and get my job to do them, but since we're in quarantine, I'm not going to work. So I have to do them myself, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so the next thing I have to do is make a buttonhole, make 2 buttonholes in the waistband. And buttonholes stress me out on home sewing machines because they're just so sensitive and fickle. And when I get stressed out, I like to eat sweet things. So it is 12:30 in the morning and I made myself some frosted flakes. I'm a well-functioning adult. Okay, so I think I got it down. I got the sizing, it fits. So this is probably the best type of buttonhole we're gonna get. So we're gonna move on to the actual thing. Give me all your prayers. So now is when you start seeing things come together. Your vision is coming to life. I am sewing on the waistband to the skirt, so we are almost finished. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right now I am pinning the waistband to the skirts. I'm using an excessive amount of pins because I don't want any of the fabrics or layers to slip and miss the seam. One of my pet peeves is sewing a waistband on and something doesn't get caught and you have to just redo it anyway. So I am trying to make sure that I do not have to do this step again. After the seam is done, I have elastic to put in it, so I have to make sure that I leave a hole open enough to just put the elastic through. So that is what the binder clip is on the waistband for. It's a reminder, do not stitch this all the way. Okay, so we're almost finished. I have to put the elastic in the waistband, and that's gonna do that, exactly that. And then put the drawcord in. I am going to shorten the hem because it is longer than what I wanted it. So I'm gonna shorten that hem and shorten this one. We're almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, so now the elastic is in the waistband. I use a safety pin to guide the elastic through the waistband, and then I used a couple safety pins to pin the elastic to itself to make like a mock band finish band, so I can evenly distribute the gathers on the waistband before I sewed it together. After that, I sewed it together. I layered the elastic on top of itself and did a zigzag stitch. I did that a couple of times just to make sure that it was sturdy and it wouldn't break within the waistband. Now we're finishing up my favorite detail, actually my second favorite detail because pockets is first. So we're finishing up my second favorite detail. It is the tunnel for the drawcords. I don't know, it's just something about this parallel stitching on the waistband. It gets me. It gets me. So we're finishing up that. It looks very nice, it looks very crisp, and I am putting the drawcord through the tunnel using the same method with the safety pin. Okay, forgive the mess that I am, but I am finishing this red skirt today. Like, don't care how I look, it is getting done today. So what I have to do today is finish the hem. I've already shortened it because it was too long, so I shortened it, cut it, and I have to overlock the edges and do a baby hem, which is supposed to be 1/8 of an inch turn and then another 1/8 of an inch turn. Mine are probably going to be bigger because I'm going to use the guide of the overlock machine or the overlock stitch. So this will get done today. It will. So the bottom is now overlocked. I have sewn the bottom. I've overlocked and done the entire hem on the bottom, and it seemed like that mess took forever, but I'm almost finished. I'm doing the top tier now and we will be good to go. And here is the reveal of the 2-tier red maxi skirt. Overall, in the beginning, I didn't like this style. I didn't like how it came out. I feel like I am a big block, a big rectangle, and I do not have a defined waist. So this maxi skirt did nothing for me. But actually styling this skirt, I do like it a lot more. For my full feelings about it, you can read it on the blog, which will be linked in the description box below. Next week's video will show 3 ways in how I style this maxi skirt. So if you want to see that, go on and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when that video drops. Until next time, guys, stay safe and keep designing your best life. Bye.